Good morning, everybody. I am Chris, and today we have Nicole back. Yay! For another power yoga workout. I'm so excited. So happy you're here.
I'm so excited to be back. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So can you explain to them a little, what is power yoga?
Well, power yoga, just like a traditional vinyasa, but a little bit more speedy, a little bit more breath with movement. Starts off a little slow, builds to a little peak, and then comes back down to a little slow. So awesome. I hope you guys are excited.
I know. I'm excited. Power yoga is my favorite because, you feel so strong and powerful.
And you get into that flow state where you're moving breath with movement, and it's like a moving meditation.
Yeah,
and
I love
that. It
that.
also teaches you how to breathe and teaches you how to link breath with movement and kind of link the two together.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we are going to just kind of get started with it, and I have some beats for you that should be pretty good. Stacy, thanks, Nicole. Donna, hello, Jennifer. So she could see, how's your eyesight? Can you see that?
Oh, as crazy as it is, since I lost weight, I used to wear glasses. I no longer need glasses.
What?
No idea why.
So Nicole lost 55 pounds in the last 2 years, and amazing.
I had bifocals when I was a kid, and I'm 20/20.
What?
I have no idea why. It's stunning.
Wow.
There's a million things that go along with losing weight and becoming healthy besides just looking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, well,
incredible.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, it's just, the becoming healthy part is the biggest part of it, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that as you get stronger. So I'm going to have her get you started. I'm going to play with your mic a little bit just because
So we're
I'm
going
going
to
to
find our way to Sukhasana, easy seat, center of your mat. So just turn yourself forward towards the top of the mat. Maybe you remove any extra flesh from the sit bones once you arrive, so kind of peel the hips apart. Place your hands on your knees. And then stacking the vertebrae one by one, all the way from the tailbone, all the way through the crown of the head. So with the hands on the knees, just stack everything, pull the belly in, sit up nice and tall. Then take a big deep breath in, roll your shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale them down and back. One more, take a big deep breath in, roll them up, and then exhale them down and back. And then just gently close the eyes and just bring your attention to your breath. Relax the forehead, relax the eyebrows. Just allow the elbows to melt down away from the ears. And just start those deep nostril breaths in through the nose, back out through the nose. Take 2 more big deep breaths here. And then gently, gently, with the eyes closed, start to make little tiny circles with the shoulders over the hips. Just straightening through the arms as you go around. Maybe starting to roll through the torso, roll through the shoulders, maybe allowing the head to take some big rolls around as you continue to make those big circles towards the right, getting larger and larger. Taking inhales through the nose as you go around, and then exhales as you go back around. Take 3 more big breaths here. Creating larger and larger movements. 1 more deep breath in. And as you exhale, just start to spiral back to center, stack back through the spine. Once the crown of the head is over top of the hips, take an inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale them down and back. 1 more inhale, roll them up, and then exhale them down and back. Allow those elbows to melt down to the mat, and then just close the eyes once again and start little tiny circles towards the left this time. Gradually getting larger and larger, starting to bend through the elbows, starting to roll through the torso, roll through the shoulders. Allow those big neck movements all the way around. Take 5 more big circles. Take 1 more deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to spiral back up to center with the hands on the knees. We'll take a few rounds of seated cat and cow. First, take an inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, squeeze them down and back. One more inhale. And exhale. Now with the hands on the knees, we'll just pull on the knees, straighten through the arms, pull the heart towards the sky, lift the chin to the sky. And as you exhale, round through the spine, separate through the shoulder blades. Use the hands on the knees for support and just lean it back. Tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. And exhale to round. One more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, stack through the spine. Stretch your fingertips to the sky. And then as you exhale, take a big circle sweep, release the finger pads to the outsides of the hips. Take an inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. And as you exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, stack the spine, send your right fingertips to the sky. And as you exhale, take the right fingertips to that left temple and just gently pull the right ear towards the right shoulder. You can gently lean towards the right. Maybe you pull that right elbow back towards the back of the mat just a little bit. As you take an inhale, right, stand up nice and tall. And as you exhale, lean towards the right. Feel that big stretch all the way from that left ear, all the way down to the left fingertips. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, extend that right arm towards the sky, and then nice and slow, release it down to the mat. Gently roll the chin to the chest, nice and slow. And then just rock it side to side, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, back and forth. And then come to center, stretch the fingers towards the sky, stretch the gaze towards the sky. And as you exhale, take goalpost arms and just take a little tiny back bend. Squeeze the belly in, squeeze those pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, stretch the fingers high. And then big circle, release the finger pads down. Inhale, stretch your left fingertips to the sky. And then left fingertips come to that right temple and just gently drop that left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, lean towards the left. Maybe walk the finger pads on that right hand away, just a few extra little millimeters. Take 3 big breaths. With each inhale, you lengthen through the spine. And each exhale, you lean towards the left. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently allow those left fingertips to drizzle back down to the mat. Roll the chin to the chest. And then roll it back and forth, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, side to side. And then maybe take it all the way around. Big circles all the way. And then switch directions when it feels good. Then come back to stack the spine, send the fingertips towards the sky, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop the right finger pads out to the right side and reach your left fingertips towards the right, bend through the right elbow, roll that left armpit towards the sky, lift your gaze to the sky. And then as you exhale, drop the left hand down, right hand reaches, inhale. And then exhale, take it towards the left, lift your gaze up underneath of that right armpit, suck the belly in, inhale. Exhale, release towards the left. Inhale, reach to center, stretch the fingers high, and then goalpost the arms, lift your palms to the sky, lift the heart to the sky. Inhale, stretch tall. And as you exhale, bring the hands to that left ankle and just extend the right leg long. Bring that left heel to the upper right thigh, setting up for Janu Sirsasana. Flex the right toes towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the fingertips out straight. Lower the torso over that left shin. Bring the finger pads down. Take an inhale to lengthen, flex the right toes. And exhale, release the heart down over that torso or over that shin. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. And then on your inhale, walk the hands back to center. Send them towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, square the shoulders over that right leg and then fold. Maybe you flip the palms towards the sky, or maybe you reach for that foot. Maybe you reach for the toes, the shin. We'll take 3 big breaths. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. 2 more. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, release. And then start to roll it back up. Bring the bottoms of the feet to touch. Bring the hands to the ankles. Take an inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, roll the chin to the chest and just roll the top of the head down towards the toes. Maybe you use the elbows to press the knees down. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. One more inhale. And exhale. Once again, roll the spine up, gently extend through that left leg this time. Bring the right heel to the upper left thigh. Take an inhale, reach to the sky, suck the belly in. And as you exhale, just walk the fingertips over that right shin. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, release. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. 1 final inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, release, and then walk the fingertips back in. Stretch them towards the sky. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, turn the shoulders over that left leg. Fold forward. Maybe you flip the palms of the sky once again, or maybe you reach for the bottom of the foot. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Suck the belly in. Exhale, fold. 2 more deep breaths. And then gently release, bring it back to center 1 more time. Bring the bottoms of the feet to touch. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then exhale, roll it down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, roll it down. And then inhale, roll it back up. Take the hands to the outsides of the knees and just gently close them like a book. Bring the feet about hips width distance apart. And bring your hands to your hamstrings. Sit up nice and tall, big line of energy all the way from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone. As you gently lean back, straighten through the arms, squeeze the belly muscles in, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles, and then maybe you release the toes. Maybe the shins are parallel to the sky, or maybe you send the toes towards the sky. Now maybe if you've made it here, maybe you send your fingertips towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, low boat. Oh, I forgot I had a lower down. Squeeze the lower back into the mat and gaze towards your toes. Send your fingertips towards the toes. Maybe you take little flutter kicks back and forth just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, lift it up, high boat. Once again, maybe you stretch the fingertips towards the toes. Maybe you bring them to the hamstrings. Maybe you send them towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, cross the ankles and come to a tabletop position. You can center yourself on your mat, bring your wrists underneath of the shoulders, press down through the lace sides of the feet, and then we'll start a few cat and cow breaths as you take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, hug the chin to the chest, round through the spine, press the hips forward. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, and exhale to round. Now keep these cat and cow breaths going at your own pace. And maybe you just start to incorporate a few things that your body needs here at this time. So maybe you flip your fingertips back towards your toes and draw some circles with the shoulders over the wrists. Or maybe you take some big barrel rolls through the belly, through the spine. Maybe you open through the side body and squeeze it side to side and just wag it. But just keep those big long breaths. Just 2 more when you're ready. And then gently come to stillness. We'll just press down through the top of the left foot and just extend that right leg long. Rest the toes down on the mat and just rock forwards and back on those toes. So just stretch out the calf, stretch out the Achilles tendon. Maybe you draw some circles with the heel over top of the toes. And then come to stillness. Make sure that the shoulders are over top of the wrist and just lift that right heel up nice and long. Press through that right heel and then bend that knee to 90 degrees. And imagine you can kick the ceiling and we'll just pulse it up towards the sky, just activating the glute there. Just for 10, 9, 8. Well, if I work it, that means I'm going to stretch it out later. So 7.
I just told her yesterday was butt
6,
day.
5, 4. And when you're ready, take some big circles. Bring that right knee all the way towards the right shoulder and then kick it long, all the way out. Maybe you drop the belly and just keep those big, long breaths. And then gently come into center and switch directions. Take those circles in the opposite direction. When you're ready, kick that right heel to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Drop the belly and lift the gaze. Press through the top of the left foot. And then as you exhale, round through the spine, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, drop the belly, kick it high. And exhale, squeeze it in. Now this time, inhale, kick it high. And then exhale, bring that right knee towards that right elbow, tap it. And then inhale, gaze over your left shoulder and see if you can see those right toes over the left shoulder. And then exhale, squeeze it, right knee, right shoulder. And then open it all the way up, gaze over the left shoulder. One more, inhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. And then gently step that right foot to the top of the mat. You can heel toe it into center, and then just start to crawl the fingertips forward and inch those right toes forward, starting to straighten through that left leg. So come onto the finger pads, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, walk it back to a half split. Flex the right toes towards the sky. Lift the hips gently, flex it, take an inhale. And as you exhale, round over that right leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, release. One more inhale. And as you exhale, crawl it back forward. Tuck the left toes, and we'll crawl to a wide-legged forward fold. So crawl it all the way onto the straight edge of your mat. Take an inhale, lengthen. Our butts are in the camera. Exhale to fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, and then crawl it to the back of the mat. Come to that lizard lunge at the back of the mat. Gently drop the right toes, untuck the toes, and then straighten through the left leg. Come to that half split on this side. Suck the belly in, lift the heart. Exhale, round. One more inhale, and exhale. Inhale, walk it back to center, tuck the right toes. This time, walk it through that wide-legged forward fold once again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then crawl it to the top of the mat. Step it back to a downward facing dog. So step that right foot to the back. And then pedal right, pedal left. Press through the palms. Maybe you shift your hips right, shift your hips left. And then come to stillness. Socks and yoga don't work. And then come to an inhale. Lift your onto the tippy toes. Lift your hips to the sky. Press the chest back to the thighs. And then as you exhale, ripple forward. Come back to that tabletop. 2 rounds of cat and cow. Untuck the toes. Drop the belly. Lift the gaze. Exhale, round. One more inhale. And exhale. Come to a nice flat back. Gently extend the left toes. Send them long. Rest them down on the mat. Rock forwards and back. Draw some circles with the heel over the toes. And then when you're ready, make sure that the shoulders are over top of the wrist. Lift through that left heel. Suck the belly in. And then send that heel towards the sky and take those little pulses. Kick the ceiling. Squeeze through the core. How's your butt doing? And then take an inhale, send it to the sky, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, round through the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, drop it, kick it high. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, send it to the sky. And then exhale, left knee taps that left elbow. And then open all the way up, gaze over the right shoulder, see if you can see the toes. And then exhale, squeeze. It feels good in the hips, right? Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze, and that whole side body really opens. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. This time, step that left foot to the top. Heel toe it forward. Maybe crawl the fingertips forward and start to straighten through that right leg. Press through the lace side of that foot. Take an inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, sink heavy into the hips. And then as you exhale, straighten through that left leg, fold it back. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, hips tilt towards the sky. And then exhale, fold, flex the left toes towards the nose. 2 more breaths. Exhale, fold. And then crawl it back forward. Tuck the right toes and walk to that wide-legged forward fold. So you can face the heels out, toes in, bring the palms right in front of the face. And then we'll just peel the right hand to the sky. Take a little twist, lift your gaze towards that right hand. Maybe you sink into the hips and sort of shift them towards the side. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, switch it out. Right hand plants, left hand to the sky. Gaze follows that thumb. Deep breath in. And then exhale, plant that hand down and walk it all the way to the top of the mat. Step that right foot to the back, downward facing dog once again. Pedal right, pedal left. Shift the hips right, shift the hips left. And then drop it down to a tabletop position. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, take an inhale. And as you exhale, round through the spine. One more inhale. And exhale. Now gently tuck the toes, come to that downward facing dog, facing the back of the mat. Gaze towards your hands and just crawl them all the way back to meet your feet. When you get there, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant that right hand down right in the middle of the mat. Take a little bend to that right knee and send your left fingertips to the sky. Really peel the heart open. Lift your gaze to that left thumb. And then as you exhale, fold. Gently switch it out. Little bend in that left knee, right hand to the sky. Deep breath in. Oh, exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to shins. And then exhale, plant the hands, walk it to the back of the mat. And then we'll gently either lower halfway down, flowing through a chaturanga, or maybe you drop your knees, chest and chin, squeeze the elbows in, slither forward, baby cobra, and then gently tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Yeah, you can flow through a full chaturanga, lower halfway down. You can skip these vinyasas. Go right to downward facing dog. Sometimes if my shoulders are a little angry, I just ripple forward to that high plank, drop the knees, come to my cobra pose, and then my downward facing dog. So just honor your body. Yeah, sometimes like yoga can be tough on your shoulders. So instead of practicing, it's better just to skip those chaturangas, I think.
We always say, don't cry, modify.
Exactly.
Just do what you can on that day. It might be different than yesterday.
Pedal right, pedal left. And then when you're ready, bring your weight to that right foot. Kick your left heel to the sky. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, step it to the back of the mat. Replace that left hand with that left foot. Peel your right hand to the sky. Come to that dragonfly twist. Easy twist, sink heavy into the hips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, left hand comes inside the left foot. And then crawl it around to a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. And then crawl it to the back of the mat. Take that, or that's the top of the mat. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. Peel it to the sky. Gaze follows that right thumb. Deep breath in. And then exhale, right hand plant. Step that right foot to the back and flow through a vinyasa, high to low, or just once again, press it to a downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose and just let it go. Take a look towards the hands and crawl them all the way back to meet the feet. Fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Nice and slow, roll it all the way up. Send your fingertips to the sky. And then take a little half bind with that right hand. Bring it around the lower back. Take a little step out with that right foot. And stretch your left fingertips way towards the right. As you inhale, send the fingertips to the sky. Step back to center. And then take it to the opposite side. Take a little half bind with that left hand. Send your right fingertips way towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Send your fingertips towards the sky. And then big circle sweep. Bring your hands behind the waist. Peel the elbows together. Press your hips forward. Lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, roll it all the way down. Take an inhale, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. And as you exhale, plant the hands. Crawl it to the top of the mat and flow through a vinyasa, high to low. From your downward facing dog, pedal right, pedal left. And then keep that pedal stroke going and just walk your feet one little footprint all the way up to the top of the mat, 1 foot at a time. When you get there, feet can be hips width distance apart. Fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Fingertips stretch to the sky. Bring your palms to touch, interlace the fingers, and take a little back bend. Take an inhale, come back to center. Then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet to the back, and once again, flow through a vinyasa or just come to a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in your downward facing dog. In through the nose, back out through the nose. And then gaze towards your hands and crawl them to meet the feet back of the mat. Fingertips to shins, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Heel toe those feet until your big toes touch, little gap in the heels. Maybe you lift all 10 toes and spread them out, grip the mat. Fingertips to shins, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Just sink back like you're sitting into a chair and send your fingertips towards the sky. Now your pinky fingers should spiral in and then slide the thumbs back. See if you can tilt that lower back towards the back of the room. So suck the belly in. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Maybe if the shoulder's a little angry, you bring your hands to heart center. Take 2 more breaths. Sink heavy into the hips. Suck the belly in. 2 more. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, forward fold, straighten through the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, crawl your hands to the top of the mat, high plank and flow high to low. Meet back in that downward facing dog and just pedal right, pedal left. And then come to stillness. Step your left toes towards the center of the mat and just peel your right heel to the sky. Come to a 3-legged dog. Maybe you point and flex, maybe you roll through that ankle, and then maybe you open that knee up and just take some circles on the ceiling with the knee. And then just switch directions, just taking a few in the opposite direction, maybe even getting larger. And then square the hips, take an inhale, 3-legged dog, send that right heel to the sky. And as you exhale, step it in between the hands, drop your left heel, inhale, rise for warrior 1. Now your warrior 1, your hips are square. So you're gonna bring that left hip forward just a little bit. So imagine there's 2 headlights on those hip bones. You wanna bring it all the way forward and then try to straighten through that back leg. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bow forward, open through the collarbones. Stretch your fingertips towards the back. Create a little space between the belly and the thigh. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach. And then big circle behind the back, interlace the fingers, open up the heart, send your chest to the sky, chin to the sky. And then as you exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Maybe those fists lift off the back, or maybe they stay down. Big deep breaths in through the nose, back out through the nose. Now people have a tendency in a humble warrior to gaze through their legs and fold forward, but you actually really want to square the shoulders towards the top of the mat. Bring the weight into that front foot, take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. Then inhale, warrior 1. Send your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Spread the legs out. Sink it a little bit lower. Take an inhale, reverse your warrior, take it up and overhead. And then start to straighten through that front leg, reach it back. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, triangle pose, tip it forward. Send your right fingertips to the sky. Peel the heart, lift your gaze. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to bend through that front knee. Bring your right hand to the inside of that left foot. Come onto the ball, that back foot. Come to that dragonfly twist once again. Take an inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, left hand meets the mat. Step your left foot to the back, high plank and flow, or just press back to a downward facing dog. Now, did you switch sides halfway through? Well, I think that you weren't. So we're gonna keep going the way that it was. From a downward facing dog, kick your left heel to the sky. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, step it to the top of the mat. Drop your right heel down. Inhale, rise. Now, are you on the same side or opposite side? Okay. Square your shoulders towards the top of the mat. Hip bones are square. Take a deep breath in. Then you want to press through the blade side of that back foot. So see if you can straighten through that back leg. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, bow forward, airplane arms. Pinky fingers stretch to the sky. Open through the collarbones. 2 big breaths. Little space between the thigh and the chest. And then inhale, reach up, warrior 1. Exhale, big circle sweep. Interlace the hands, open the heart to the sky. And then exhale, bow forward. Humble warrior. 3 big breaths here. I can gaze back and look at you, or I could lift the heart and gaze forward. See how it sinks a little heavier into the hips when you gaze forward?
So this is one of the hardest moves for me. I don't know why. It's like, oh,
It's hard.
It really, yeah.
As you inhale, release warrior one. And then as you exhale, open it up, warrior two. Open the hips up nice and wide, sink it down. Take a little half bind with that right hand. Inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky. And then straighten through that front leg, reverse triangle, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, big T with the arms, triangle pose. Right hand to the sky. See, this time, last time I was backwards, so you switched to be with me. Gaze up towards your right thumb. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, right hand plants, bend in that left knee. Somehow we got messed up. Left hand to the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, left hand down, step back to a high plank and flow through a vinyasa, high to low. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Once again, just pedal right, pedal left. And then come to stillness. Make sure that your feet are about hips-width distance apart. And just press the chest back to the thighs. Press through the palms. Gaze towards your hands. And walk them back towards your feet. One little handprint at a time. Fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. One last time. Send your fingertips to the sky. Sink heavy into the hips. And maybe you just close your eyes here and just bring that focus inward. Start to notice the sensations in the body. Maybe the quads start to burn. Maybe the mind starts to tell you it's time to fidget, time to move away from this pose. But just breathe into it and sink a little bit deeper. 3 more breaths. One final inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Then exhale, walk it to the top of the mat, flow through a vinyasa, high to low, or meet us in a downward facing dog. Big deep breath in through the nose and just let it go. On your inhale, right heel to the sky, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, ripple forward to a high plank, bring that right knee and just tap that right elbow. Inhale, kick it to the sky. Then exhale, step in between the hands. Once again, rise up, warrior one. Hips are square, shoulders are square. Inhale, then exhale, bow. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, big circle sweep, interlace the hands. Open up the heart to the sky. Then exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise, warrior one. And exhale, open, warrior two. That's what we got because I flipped around so I wasn't backwards. Inhale, reverse. Straighten through that front leg. Reach, reach, reach. And then triangle pose. Right fingertips forward, left fingertips to the sky. 3 big breaths. This time take a little half bind with that flying hand, right fingertips. Reach, reverse your triangle. And then exhale, cartwheel down, step back and flow through a vinyasa or just step back to a downward facing dog. One more side when you're ready. Kick your left heel to the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, left knee, left tricep, tap it out. Inhale, send it to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Deep breath in. Exhale, bow forward, open through the collarbones. Inhale, reach. Exhale, big circle, interlace the fingers, lift the heart, lift the chin. And exhale, bow, humble warrior. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise, warrior one. And exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, take it up and overhead. Straighten through that front leg, reach, reach, reach. And then triangle pose one final time. Right hand down, or left hand down, right hand to the sky. We were just talking about the yoga being like Twister. Left hand, red dot. Take a deep breath in. And then take that half bind with that right hand. Inhale, reach.
So there's a little joke here that I have a mat
And then
that has
exhale.
Louis on it.
Down to the mat, step back and flow.
Louis is dressed like a cowboy, so we're like left hand on cowboy.
Louis is the best. Pedal right, pedal left. Once you arrive in your downward facing dog. And then take a big deep breath in, come to stillness, exhale, melt the heart back, lift the hips to the sky. And then when you're ready, come to your tippy toes, ripple forward to a high plank, and then lower all the way down. Maybe the knees meet first, chest and chin. And then just send the arms wide to a T and just take a cheek. So maybe you lower onto the right cheek and take 2 breaths there, and then gently switch sides when you're ready. And then gently come to the chin. Take the fingertips, palms back towards the toes. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. So your pinky fingers are tucked in next to the thighs. Press through the tops of the feet and just start to peel the heart off the mat. Maybe you walk the fingertips towards the toes just a little bit. Squeeze the belly muscles in, breathing just for 2 breaths. And then gently lower all the way down. Take 2 breaths on each cheek. And then gently come back to the chin. Take an inhale, lift everything off the mat. Float the toes, float the thighs, float the fingers, float the heart. And then on your next inhale, swim the hands overhead. Bring your palms to face each other. Take an inhale, lift. And exhale, squeeze the elbows back and towards the ribs. Inhale, big circle sweep overhead. Exhale, squeeze it back. 2 more, inhale. Yeah, synchronized swimming, Bob's Burgers. Always bringing it. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, lift up a little bit higher, highest spot yet. And then lower it down. Maybe you bend the knees and windshield wiper from side to side. Come back to center, press through the tops of the feet. Take the hands nice and wide, coming to a cobra pose. Just lift the heart, send your elbows to the sky. And then exhale, lower down. Plant the palms and press back to a child's pose. Bring the big toes to touch. And just gently press the hips back to the heels. Stretch the fingers towards the top of the mat. And maybe you just roll the forehead back and forth across the mat. Thank yourself for taking this time out for yourself. And then maybe you start to crawl the fingertips towards the right side of the mat. Stretching that left hand way past the right, or maybe just placing it on top of the right. As you take an inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, just melt the heart down and just open through that side body. Yoga is about so much more than these poses. And the more you practice, you start to realize that it's more about breath than it is about poses. I'm so glad. And then start to crawl your fingertips back towards the right side of the mat. Other side of the mat. And stretch those fingers way past. Take a handful of breaths here. Just melding the hips back towards the heels. We tend to, without noticing, we take these big mouth breaths. Well, not big mouth breaths, shallow mouth breaths throughout the day. These little short collarbone breaths. So through yoga, we seal our lips throughout our practice and take those big nostril breaths and really fill up and let go. And really experience that big full breath. And sometimes that's the first time that your body and your breath really come together. And you'll start to find that through that breath work, your cardio gets better, your running gets better, your HIIT classes get better. Because you have that deep nostril breath, whether you're biking, any kind of cardio work, all of a sudden you're taking these big nostril breaths and getting so much more oxygen in and out, so much more efficiently. So yoga helps everything is where I'm going with that. Start to walk your fingertips back, forward. And then gently tuck the toes, lift the hips high to a downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Gently pedal right, pedal left, stretch through those calves, stretch through the Achilles tendons. And then gently come to stillness. We'll press down through that left foot, kick our right heel to the sky, come to that 3-legged dog. And then just fan that hip open one final time. Maybe you take some circles with the knee on the ceiling, or maybe you flip it all the way over and flip your dog. Take a wild thing. Send your heart and hips to the sky. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, come back to that three-legged dog. Send your right heel to the sky. Inhale. And then as you exhale, replace that right hand with that right foot, coming into a lizard lunge. Come to the finger pads, lift the heart, lift the gaze, sink heavy into the hips. And then as you exhale, drop that back knee down and just lower down. Maybe you lower down to the forearms. Maybe you bring a block under the hands and bring the mat a little bit closer. Just take a few breaths here. Another thing about yoga is all about balance. So wherever there's yin, there's yang. So your power yoga, where you're moving and breathing and flowing. And then you have your yin yoga, where you sit, sometimes even more uncomfortably for these long held postures. Sometimes it's easier to move fast through these things. So take a few more deep breaths. And then nice and slow, come back to the palms if they left. Plant that left hand down, gently bend that back knee. Now sometimes it's a little uncomfortable for people's knees, so maybe you skip this part, or maybe you just reach that right hand around. Sometimes people like to bring a block underneath that knee or a little pad, or if you have a towel. Take an inhale, lengthen through the heart, and then exhale, really pull it in. Take that deep quad stretch. 2 more breaths. Me too. And then gently release. Bring that right hand inside that foot and come back to that half split. So start to straighten through that right leg. Maybe you keep the hands on the inside of the right foot, or maybe take the right hand to the outside and just square the shoulders over that leg. Maybe you press through the top of that foot, or maybe you tuck the toes. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, flex the toes. And then exhale, melt the heart down. Allow the forehead to round down towards that knee. Take 3 big breaths. One final biggest breath yet. Exhale, let it go. And then crawl your hands to the top of the mat. Gently tuck your left toes and step your right foot back to a high plank. Now we're just going to hold it here. Bring your attention to your feet. And sometimes we have a tendency to allow the heels to fall towards the back of the mat. So just press through the palms and then see if you can bring the heels past the toes. So come onto the tippy toes. Press through the palms around the shoulders. And just hold here just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, gently lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pedal right, pedal left, shake the head, shake the neck, let it go. And then come to stillness. Press down through that right foot, peel your left heel to the sky. And then once again, fan it open, draw some circles on the ceiling with the knees. Maybe you stay right here and switch directions. Or maybe you flip your dog, take a wild thing, send your heart and hips to the sky. We can hold hands. And then roll it back over, 3-legged dog, left heel to the sky. And then replace that left hand with the left foot. Maybe you take a few little moments to shimmy side to side. And then lower that right knee down, maybe lower down onto the forearms. And just take a few breaths. You gently close the eyes and just imagine with each inhale getting a little bit of space, getting a little bit lighter. And then with each exhale, just letting go of whatever's holding you back. Three more breaths. And then gently start to make your way back to the palms. Right hand stays down, bend that back knee, and reach that hand around for that back foot. Take 3 big breaths, suck the belly in, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, sink it down. Really pull that knee in. 2 more breaths. And then gently release. Bring that left hand to the inside and just step that left foot to the back. Lift up to a high plank. Bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, spread through the finger pads. And then bring the heels once again past the toes. Press through the palms around the spine like an angry cat. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, lower the knees and take a close-legged child's pose. So just untuck the toes and just allow the heart to rest over top of the thighs. Then just send your fingertips towards the back of the mat. Maybe you flip your palms to the sky, or maybe you loop them around the heels. Tuck the nose in towards the knees and just take a few breaths. Then gently just start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, press it up, and then just shift your weight to one side or the other, and we'll just meet back in Sukhasana, easy seat. So just like in the beginning of class, place your hands on the knees, and just stack through the spine. Gently close the eyes, and we'll take a few rounds of seated cat and cow. So with the hands on the knees, pull the heart through the arms, lift the chin to the sky, and then exhale, round through the spine, lean away, hug the chin to the chest. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen, Louis back. Exhale, round. And then gently stack the spine, sit up nice and tall. Pull the belly muscles in. Take an inhale, stretch your right hand to the sky. Left hand reaches to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand to the heart. Right hand on top of that. Bow your chin to your chest. Thank you so much for being here with the 2 of us. 3 of us. The 3 of us. Oh, he's my favorite. He's a sack of potatoes.
Thank you so much, Nicole. That was fantastic as always.
Anytime.
Oh my gosh, yes. So, and yeah, hopefully we'll have her back. Well, I think I do say, and I'm going to make this like live in this question. I think we need to do an interview about your weight loss journey.
I'd be down with that.
I think that it would just be really nice for people to hear like the struggles and the things that were easier and the things that were harder and what you've noticed over the time. I think that would just be so inspiring. And you're so inspiring. It's such a wonderful person.
Thank you so much.
I just love her. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining us. And make sure you leave a comment for Nicole and let her know how awesome she is.
Thank you, guys.
There we go. Oh, you don't want to be in the camera? All right, guys, enjoy your day. Namaste.
Namaste.